Let's make a start. Cheers. First of all, thank you very, very much for coming tonight. I know it's a long day for everybody. It's a good parents' evening. So, Year 10s, thank you very much.
I think we're going to throw something.
Just a little bit about what we're doing. My name is Mr. Weldon, so I came here in September to teach. And in previous years, I've actually worked for World Challenge, and I'm not on commission. I've worked for them as an expedition guide, an expedition leader off to various different places around the world. So, in terms of understanding what happens, this part of it as a teacher is a new experience. However, I've been on the other side, actually leading groups and taking groups out. So, various different schools across the country in previous years. So, in terms of what students get out of an expedition like this is absolutely unlimitedness. Okay, you can take students who would necessarily never been out of the country. I've taken students who aren't physically active. You have to work hard to get to that point. It's one of the most all-rounded trips that I've ever taken in groups. I've led trips as a teacher, but in terms of going abroad, it's one of the biggest things that students will do, especially sort of 14, 15-year-olds and 16. So we've got Year 9s and Year 10s going. So this will be a monumental trip for them. Sally is here from World Challenge to launch the expedition. It's going to be a long road, so it's 2 years up until 2017, and hopefully explain everything in much more detail. I understand there's a lot of questions in people's heads and a lot of things to clarify, and that's what tonight is about. If you've got packs to take to other people, that's fantastic as well. And there are people who aren't here who are really interested. So it's about passing that information around so we can get a real sort of collective response of how many people really are interested before we sign up officially. I'll pass you on to Sally. Thank you very much.
Okay, good evening everyone. I'll just say again louder. I'm not going to throw anything. If anyone wants to come closer, can you hear me at the back? Yeah, I'm not from these parts, as you can probably tell, but hopefully you'll be able to understand me and hear me everywhere. So, good evening. Thank you very much for coming. My name's Sally. I work for World Challenge. To me, best job in the world. And I'm going to spend the next 40 minutes just going through everything that a World Challenge involves. And at the end, I will take questions. Hopefully, I will have answered them all, but please feel free to come up and have a chat. So, yeah, very excited to go to Nepal 2017. Nepal is an incredible country. I've spent some time there. And for those of you that take on the challenge, you are going to have, sounds cheesy, but you are going to have the time of your life, okay? And why do I know? Well, I've done a fair bit of travelling myself. There's a few snapshots up there. And I actually worked across Europe when I was younger, and I thought it was quite cultured, you know, travelled in a few countries, things like that. And it wasn't until I was in my late 20s that I went to work and live alongside a local community in Cambodia, and my whole entire life changed. I realised, you know, the value of everything, the fact that having all this materialistic stuff I was so passionate about wasn't actually the road to happiness. And I'll just tell you a little story about what happened to me on my very first day in Cambodia. I walked into my project, I met all the children in the community, and I noticed they weren't wearing shoes. And I thought, right, that's it, that's why I'm here. I'm here to buy shoes for everybody. Everybody needs shoes. That is what must be needed in this community. And they just looked at me and went, Sally, why do we need shoes? And it just suddenly hit me. I've got to leave my Western values at the door and embrace everything in this culture. And I did, and I had the time of my life. So, just a little story, a little bit about me, why I'm so passionate about a World Challenge. So, on with tonight, please consider the following 3 things. There's going to be lots of information. You've got some stuff to take away in your packs, and you will get an email from me in a few days just backing that up. So don't worry too much if it feels a bit like information overload. But just have a think about, is it value for money? Now, you will get a lot of information again tonight, but we believe that this is a personal development programme, and it's going to start from the moment that you sign up as a challenger, and it is value for money. Is it safe? Well, safety is our #1 priority, and we're going to demonstrate that to you tonight. And is it for you? Might not be for everybody when you hear some of the things I'm going to tell you tonight. We're going to be open and honest. And again, I'm sure Mr. Weldon will tell you about life on expedition as well. So why do we exist, World Challenge? What's different? Well, basically what we do is we take students out of their comfort zone, out of the everyday environment, and take them all the way across to the developing world and completely just change everything around them. And it's not something that we can do in our day-to-day lives. We're quite protective of children, we keep people close to us, we wrap them in cotton wool, so the saying goes. I know when I was younger, I was allowed to go out to the shops and do all sorts of things. It's not like that these days. A World Challenge gives young people, the chance to learn new skills and demonstrate them whilst working in a safe environment. And we've done a lot of research as well with universities and with employers. And if you're interested in our research, you can find Giving You the Edge and other research on our website. And basically what these people always say to us is that we're looking for something else. We're looking for somebody who stands out from the crowd. We want something that sets their CV on fire, if you like. So how can you demonstrate you've got team leading skills? How can you demonstrate that you're a great communicator? Can you demonstrate that you can manage budgets? All these things and more you're going to get to live and breathe on a World Challenge. So our ethos, what is it all about? Well, I've probably said the word challenge 5 times already, and I'm sure I'll say it a few more. But what does challenge mean to you? Is it the fact that you've never been away from home before? Have you ever been on an aeroplane before? Have you ever rolled out of bed in the morning, into the forest, gone down to the stream, purified your water, and had a wash? Probably not. So these are the types of things that you get to do on the challenge. And so have a think about what does it mean for you. Participation. One of the best things about a World Challenge is that you get to decide. So yes, you're in charge. You're going to get to tell your teachers what to do. Okay, so I love the fact that when people get off the airplane, they're all so excited in the country, we're here, and they'll look at each other, and then they look at the teacher, they look at the expedition leader, and they look back, and then you realise you've got to make the decision. So what transport are we going to get? Where are we going to stay? Do we have to go shopping for food? Have we got the right money? Have we changed our money? What's the exchange rate? And all the fun begins. And each team member will get a different role. So they'll get to try being the leader, they'll be the motivator, they'll be the bank manager, so to speak, in all these different roles. So they're really going to learn all these new skills and develop while they're on expedition. Now you're going to be away for up to 16 days, depending on your flight. So it's plenty of time to get into the culture while you're there. But the environment is going to be very different. Yes, it's probably going to be hot, and while you're trekking, it's probably going to be cold. But by environment, I mean in Nepal, probably not going to be able to walk down the road, pop into the local Tesco, grab yourself a nice cold drink. Things are going to be a little bit different. You're probably not going to be able to turn on the tap as frequently as you would like. So again, quite different environments while you're on a World Challenge. Just a little bit about us. We've been going for nearly 30 years, so we certainly know what we're doing, and we focus entirely on student expeditions. We don't actually work with other age groups and businesses and leadership skills and stuff like that. So we are purely dedicated to students. We have offices all over the world, so students like you from all sides of the globe get to do exciting challenges like this, and you'll see some of them throughout tonight. But onto the exciting part, Nepal, where are you going? You're going all the way to Kathmandu. Absolutely amazing place, Kathmandu. I always say to people, it reminds me a little bit of Harry Potter. You know, when you walk through the Diagon Alley and stuff like that. It's absolutely awesome. So you're going to land in Kathmandu, you're going to get out and about, and as I say, you're going to have to do all them things I mentioned. So you're going to have to find some transport. This might be your desired mode of transport, a tuk-tuk, or maybe because there'll be quite a few of you, minimum team size 12, you might decide bus is the way to go, choice is yours. You might have to go out and about and buy some produce. Now, I'll let you into a secret in Nepal, you're actually going to have cooks and guides with you. So you may not have to design the menu, but you'll definitely be involved in the shopping and the preparation, and hopefully learning them to go home and teach mum and dad. You'll meet some of the locals, you'll get out and about, you'll get used to Nepal, you'll acclimatise, you'll see people and characters like this everywhere you go. And you might just take a little bit of time to recuperate from that long flight. And then you're going to go off, out on your trek. Now it wouldn't be much of an expedition if you didn't get to go trekking, and oh my gosh, what place you guys have got the opportunity to go to. You are going to the Himalayas, one of the best mountain ranges in the world. Annapurna Mountains to be exact, and you are going to see the most incredible sights ever. Stunning scenery. Please don't forget to take your camera, because I'm telling you now, the memories will last forever, but photographic evidence to show people back home is really awesome. Now, what's life like on trek? You're going to be wandering through all sorts of places. You're going to be with local guides, so they will know the way. We're not expecting you to lead the way. You're going to have some porters with you and some chefs, so you're very lucky this team. And you're going to be travelling through villages. You're going to meet a few of the locals. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not going to be easy all the time. You're going to get some quite big heights up there, but you're also going to have a lot of fun working together, supporting each other, testing your endurance and resilience. And when you get to the top of Poon Hill, because that's the mountain that we aim to trek all the way to, you are going to feel incredible. Now, this is the point I like to highlight, that we are not here today to ask mums and dads to write a big cheque for this expedition. The idea of a World Challenge is that it starts from the moment you sign up, and the idea is that every single challenger is going to fundraise the amount for this expedition themselves. Okay? This is a personal development programme for you. You're investing in yourself, and if you work hard before, I'm telling you now, if you get to the top of that mountain and you've raised the money all by yourself and with your team and with support, I'm sure, from your families, you are going to feel absolutely incredible. So don't forget your cameras. So after you've trekked, and I forgot to mention, there will be camping. You won't be staying in any luxury hotels in those villages. You will be pitching your tents, and you will be helping set up camp, and you will be rolling out of the tents in the morning and going for a wash in the stream. And you probably have to dig a hole to go to the loo. You get where I'm going. But it's great fun and a great adventure. So after you've trekked around Annapurna, you've got to the top of Poon Hill, you'll come down and you'll be going to a beautiful town called Pokhara. Now, it was one of my favourite places when I was in Nepal. It's very cute, it's got a beautiful river, beautiful lake, and the people are very friendly. And you are going to be probably working with the local community around this area because it's more rural, or you might get to go to one of the villages by Kathmandu. So we will be able to decide that near the time. But the types of things you're going to be doing are going to be overwhelmingly fantastic because, as you are all aware, in the recent past there's been an earthquake in Nepal, and a lot of the villages on the outskirts, out and about, a lot of them have suffered a lot of damage. Now, we have a team of managers who work for World Challenge who all look after different countries. And James, who looks after, not you, but his name's James as well, who looks after Nepal, has just returned from a recce there. And they're doing really well. They're rebuilding lots of places and things like that. But it's those little villages on the outskirts of town that have suffered the most. So where we'd worked previously to build schools from scratch, some of them no longer exist. So the schools that do exist are completely overcrowded. So by 2017, things are going to be on more of a level playing field. But you're really going to be able to make an impact into the lives that they lead when they go to school and things like that. So you'll be doing some construction work, so you'll be getting your hands dirty, so you'll be really putting your mark on Nepal and one of the villages. You'll definitely be interacting with the community. That is a really rich experience for you to have. So I always say to people, make sure you take along some postcards, maybe some pictures of home, and maybe even learn a few of the local language through the words, yeah, have a chat. You may want to invite the locals to play a game of sport with you in between your activities. You may want to get together and share food and have a meal in the evening and have great fun around the campfire. The choice is yours, but there's going to be a lot of work to be done, and I'm sure you'll agree that raising the money to support people like this in the communities will be incredibly rewarding. And there's a picture of some recent teams out there getting their hands dirty. Now, I just want to show you a short video clip, which just goes into a little bit more detail about life on Project.
Hi, I'm Cormac and I'm the Project Specialist at World Challenge. Our community engagement and project experiences offer young people the opportunity to learn about other cultures and their development challenges. You will make a meaningful contribution that will hopefully inspire you to a lifetime of action.
One of the things of our school was to get kids more aware of other societies and what's happening in the greater community in the world around us.
out there putting things into practice, and they can emerge into an experience. So if they want to have a gap year, or they want to travel, or they want to become a doctor and go and work in a remote village, they've got all the skills to get themselves there. That's how it's different. This is my classroom.
When they meet these local communities, they get to learn a lot from how they live, how they interact with people, how humble they are. And I think it's a great learning for them because they're able to sort of learn something from the kids in the local communities and also be able to teach them something.
What I really love is when the World Challenge team comes, they're unsure of where they're coming and who they're going to meet. And as the hours and the days goes by, they interact with all the kids that we have here. And it's like becoming one big family. Everybody seems to be end up enjoying themselves, happy, playing sports together, working together, and this I find immensely enjoyable.
It's valuable for several reasons. They help really our projects advance because we need a lot of manpower, but at the same time I think when they work with our people, with the workers and so on, they bring self-esteem to those people.
I can walk around museums when I'm 80, but I can never do something like this again and trek a mountain and live in a village with local people, and that's an amazing opportunity. So, and I can do this with some of my best friends, which is awesome.
For some schools where we've worked with them for previous challenges, we get some of the students come up and talk to you all. And I had a young man called Jack a few weeks ago who helped me, and his story really stuck in my head. He was only 15 when he went on an expedition, and he said he was probably the shyest person that the teacher said he'd ever met, and that he never said boo to a goose, those were his words. So he enjoyed the trek, but he said he found it quite difficult. But his favourite part of the expedition was the community project, and he said he worked with the team there, so he got some local people who helped to teach them construction skills and just building walls and mixing cement and things like that. And he started chatting to him, and this gentleman ended up arranging for the whole community to come up and have a meal together, and they were dancing around the campfire and all this. And his teachers were just blown away. They said, we can't believe that he sort of instigated this whole party in effect. And his mum also got up and spoke and said she couldn't believe the difference in him, and he's come out of the shell. And the fact that he stood up where I am to 90 people in the room was just incredible. So yeah, you never know. You go there to help the community, you go there to support them, you go there to work hard, and actually you'll probably come home having felt that you got more out of it than they did. That tends to be how people feel, but it's a great experience. So, after you have worked hard to raise the money, you've worked as a team, you've worked individually, you've got there, you've trekked this mountain, you feel amazing, you've also worked with the local community. Probably time you get to have a little bit of fun and relax. So you might just jump in the nearest river and have a decent wash, or you might decide that you as a team would like to go whitewater rafting. There's one of the craziest rivers, one of the most amazing, beautiful rivers in Asia is in Nepal, and it's between Kathmandu and Pokhara. So you'll be going past there, and it's your choice if you'd like to stop off, or maybe you'd just like to head straight into Kathmandu and see some of the beautiful temples. Yes, there has been some damage, but we've got some wonderful guides based there who can tell you how it's all being rebuilt and how everything is going in Nepal. You'll meet some characters when you go around some of these monuments, and don't be afraid to chat to the locals. You might decide to go to the famous monkey temple, Swadambhu. I'm not sure if I say that right, but that is very interesting. Can you spot the monkey there, by the way? You'll meet these characters, they'll come up to you, they're quite cheeky. Or you may decide to go back into Kathmandu, wander around, and maybe pick up the odd souvenir and just enjoy the atmosphere that is the city, and have a last day of fun. So that's a little bit of a summary of some of the things you might get up to on the actual expedition. But before you even go, what's going to happen? Well, we have a whole pre-departure programme that starts fairly soon after you become a team, and that involves a set of meetings where my colleague from World Challenge will come in and they'll invite parents and guardians as well. And you'll get to learn all about life on expedition, so you'll be popping up those tents, you'll be testing how to get the burners going, all that sort of fun. You'll also meet the leader, so we do have qualified expedition leaders who are fully trained in mountain leadership, first aid, etc., i.e. what James did. And you will meet them, get to know them. You'll also have, my favourite time is build-up day. This is usually the day before you due to depart. You'll all bring in your rucksacks. You can probably tell more stories than me about this. Bring in your rucksacks, and you will need a rucksack when you're travelling. No wheels will really do, trekking in the jungle. And you'll need a good pair of boots. But we empty all the rucksacks out because you're also going to have to carry team equipment amongst you. And that's the time when we get rid of the hair straighteners and the hair dryers. There ain't nowhere to plug them in. The makeup, etc. Nail varnish, that goes for boys too. And we get down to what we actually need to basic, simple living when you're on expedition. And you'll love it. And then off you go. And all throughout this build-up, you'll be taking various roles. So you'll be starting off how to be the leader of the team, you'll be managing the budget, etc. And also you'll be getting lots of advice about fundraising, and I'll come on to that in a moment. Other support that we offer once